moving forward. So that's what many of us have said and repeatedly, kind of wanted to know that when you get dragged into this, when you get bullied or blackmailed in a way, and you let them, after knowing all of this, because let me tell you this, you've got nothing to lose to start with. They've taken a lot from us. They've tried so well, right, to make sure that our dignity, our self-esteem, self-confidence that normally are supposed to have been like built in us as we are growing up, they ensure that they are continually to remain at their lowest ebb. And they are working so tirelessly on that, and by making us even more what? Poorer. So if you pay attention to them and you listen to them, you realize that they are giving you the same thing, promising you the same thing again and again and again. And for those who have kind of been outspoken, people like myself, why should anybody subject themselves into that kind of life, hopeless life that you can see very much that you are being cheated, you are being robbed in a way, and they are doing so by your own complicit and all that. You are being complicit, so to say. You can call it coercion, whatever it is, but you can't see all of this, and still go around, and condemn those who have chosen a different path, the path that you should even be choosing yourself. Normal, right? If people were to be allowed to take their own destiny into their own hands, which I implore you, and I do all the time, from the moment you begin to take your own destiny into your own hands, the lies and the promises of guys like this would never appeal to you. Talk less of the blackmail or the bullying of their vuvuzelas, their foot soldiers, their humbled slaves. So it starts with you. I am convinced, okay, that if Tinubu become your president, 100%, you are going to look back and look at Buhari, and you're going to be like, wow, maybe you actually misunderstood the Buhari, because you will be wishing and willing that you have you are left with what you're currently experiencing as we speak, because this is like a grand scheme. And us as Yorubas have, not even like up to half of us, have been dragged into it. And that is why they make sure that the campaign for self-determination, the advocacy for, the autonomous or the sovereign Yoruba nation, as you would put it, right? They never, ever materialize, and they continue to suppress them, do whatever they can, simply because of what? Because of the grand scheme, which Tinubu himself feels like the Yorubas have no choice but to be part of it. So if you have been one of those who have been like so comfortable trying to blackmail people because of this Tinubu, somehow, it will be my job to continue to show to the Yorubas, the real Yorubas, okay, the real Omoko Yorubas, who look at Yoruba land and feel like when they were telling them about democracy 23 years ago, this wasn't what they envisaged. I bet this is not what you envisaged. For those of us who are like old enough to see what it was like when in 1999, when they said that they were starting this demonstration of grace, we didn't know that it was going to be a journey where our future generation, like many of you watching right now, the Indomie generation, are going to be born into poverty, raised in poverty, and you will never know anything about what comfortable, or let me say, what comfort is, or a sort of a comfortable life is. You are born into this misery, you are born into this poverty, and this is all you know. 1999, I bet you, the adults back then, this wasn't what they envisaged. But look at it today. The characters who have shaped this future you are now living in, this life you are living in, they are still very much active, and they are not giving up, because even 40 years from now has been mortgaged off. So what do? Do you still have to keep investing your emotion? Do you still want to like save Nigeria because you believe in Tinubu and all that? You as a Yoruba man, do you see any sort of motivation there, apart from your ignorance of believing that a Yoruba man being the president of Nigeria serves any purpose or any of your purpose, right? Personally, right now, would you say, looking at this Tinubu, it gives you that confidence, that hope that Nigeria can still work for you? In all honesty, of course, you didn't see anything other than the reality you made up yourself, the one you have created, which many, many Nigerians have created as well. Unfortunately, the clash of all these realities is why you have all the confusion that you have today, where everybody feels like they have something they believe will fix Nigeria. When we keep telling you, try all you can. A system that is forcing you to make those decisions is a system that set the rules. Wherever you go north, go east, go west, go south, go wherever you want to go, you're going to end up the same place. A rigged system that wasn't put together by any of you. None of your forebearers signed up for this. Not you. They're not even allowing you to have a choice in it. Therefore, who told you that you have the rule? I mean, you have the control that says your decision is going to make your life better when you are not even in control of that your life. And many of you may not believe this. You are not. And since you are not, they control it. You are just a puppet. Once you say I'm a Nigerian, I'm a proud Nigerian, you are just a ready-made puppet. And your puppeteer is the same system. And I've told you this, by the way. The lies they have told you is that Nigeria will be great one day. But that's a lie. Because if you pay attention to the characters who are in charge of working to make that Nigeria great, you will realize that every day, every hour, every opportunity they have is to wreck that Nigeria. And if you don't believe me, tell me how you arrive at this point. Tell me how you arrive at this so divided. Tell me how you arrive at this poverty level, this corruption level, this underdevelopment, and the rest of our propagandas they are flung on your faces. So to say, how did you arrive at that? The engineers, the workers, the deciders, the policymakers, the decision makers who said they are building a Nigeria that will be great one day. You know they are not. They are busy looting all the materials, looting all the ingredients, all the components that could build a great nation. They are looting all of that. You know that. They are dipping you in debt. They are dipping you in poverty. Now you are surrounded by terrorism. Now this is not even moving them. They don't see that they've done anything wrong. Then you sit back and you listen to somebody like Kolu again, and you said you have a future because he promised you one. Listen to me. This may continue to sound to you like something that is impossible, but listen, until you stop agreeing or believing that they have something to offer, which you do know they don't, until you stop and you begin to detach, as usual, like many of us who have chosen that if an opportunity presents itself, which we will fight and work and do everything possible, humanly possible, to make happen, we will choose the Yoruba nation. You will choose where you come from. And this is not even about what people are saying or what is this or that today, because it is exactly what your forebearers, our forebearers signed up for. They were respected for who they were, and they were acknowledged and recognized for who they were. They gained sovereignty for who they were. And that exactly, I believe, is who we are until Nigeria happened to us. And look at us today. They talk about unity. They talk about progress. They talk about peace. They talk about a lot of things. Normal things that usually, if they exist, should make life a little bit more bearable, at least stable. Not like the chaos we have in Nigeria, created by these criminals. You know them, they have names. You know them, they have faces, they have titles. You own them, or should I say they own you, and you love them differently, as so to say. A fraudulent contraption that they forced on us. That's not what our forebearers signed up for. And when somebody says they are Biafrans today, or they are a Jaw nation today, they are Yoruba nation today, they are this or that today, listen to me, they are not made up synonyms, or should I say names. People have identity that Nigeria want to bury. And as long as you continue to bury them and bury the people that speaks out against your unfair, what do you call it, unfair Nigeria, the more you do that, the more you kiss the word unity, progress, peace. You kiss them goodbye, because they are not just words. They are actions. They are words that should be followed with actions. And you can only have peace when the people agree to live together. Do you understand? So when you have a chance to reflect and think and say, what exactly would be the purpose, your purpose as a Nigerian, and whose hands are this purpose or purposes are going to be achieved, then you see the crooks who have made your life hell already, promising you hope, and you believe that. So one day when you detach, like I said, when you detach yourselves, when you begin to see beyond the facade, when you begin to see beyond the lies, when you begin to see beyond your own fraudulent and false reality you created, and you see so clearly, you won't be so hungry when somebody says, do you know who you are? And you say, yes, I do. And are you courageous enough, bold enough to team up with others like you and then bring about that your almost buried, traded off identity? Do you get that? It won't be hard. And that is why somebody like myself, Mayegun, I will continue to show you why I choose a peaceful dissolution of Nigeria. Because if people fail to agree, if people have nothing in common, in a way, if there are no mutual agreement, listen, if there are no mutual agreement, there will be no mutual respect. And if there are no mutual respect, in this case, there is no unity, there will be no progress, there will be nothing existing other than us just existing for existing sake. And we all have short time to live in this world. If you live long enough in your life, or if you're opportuned as a human being, you live for maybe 100 years, maybe 80 or 90. Now, if you get to 80, 90, and 100, in this 100 years, that if you are lucky, the most active part of them, they are just about 40 years of your life. How? From the moment you are able to identify that this is life and this is what it takes to survive in it, that starts from when you probably turn 10. Now, from the moment you turn 10, then you become a teenager, and then you have a long stretch to either make an impact that will affect the coming generation, or you turn 60 and then you become weaker, unambitious, and then not motivational anymore, so to say. So you have a very short time, and a lot of you are already, that time have been stolen away from you. That opportunity to aspire, to get a little bit of ambition, to be great, to experiment, and even get to the possibly the height or the zenith of your potential as a people. They have stolen all of that away from you. The ability to even think that way, they've taken that away from you. So when people have no respect for themselves because they are forced together against their will, against their wish, they were not asked, then you can't tell them about peace. You can't tell them about unity. Even if they continue to pretend that they want to be united, it is just going to be the unity of the graveyard, as they say, the peace of the graveyard peace, no be peace. That's exactly what Nigeria is experiencing. Now, the opportunity for you to say, listen, even if you want to continue with this Nigeria, you should have a chance of having a say. Because personally, people like us choose that if we have a choice to make, which we would have eventually, we will not choose Nigeria. Do you understand? I'm not saying there are others, many like you, many people watching me right now, that will choose Nigeria again and again and again. Of course. But do you know the problem? There are millions of us as well across that same Nigeria, that if we are given an opportunity to say Nigeria or Middle Belt, I'm just going to make up some of these names, okay? Let's say the people of Middle Belt, get your own republic or choose Nigeria. There will be percentage of them that will choose Nigeria. But I can bet this with you, free of charge. There are many of them that would not choose Nigeria. Same thing in this Arewa North. Are you with me? If you give them the chance to fill a questionnaire and say, would you choose Nigeria or choose Zarewa? It will shock you that the larger percentage for their own religious or whatever other reasons, right? They will choose Zarewa Republic. Same thing with the Biafrans. Same thing with the people of the Western Nigeria. See, even the Ijaw nation that are saying that they are not Biafrans, if you give every individual that same ticket and say choose, it will surprise you. But that is what is missing. None of us is asked, not our forebearers, not our forefathers. They just said Nigeria is existing and we have to take it that way and we must do everything to make it work. You just make it work. You don't get any other country. That is misleading. And as you can see, it has never worked. It is not working and it will never work. What are the reasons why it's not working? Because we are not supposed to be together this way. There should be some level of, administrative autonomy. Something that says, you see, this area, this territory, belong to the people of this area. And when you go there, this is their way of life. And this is their way of this or that. Respect that. Respect starts from that. Regard starts from that. Peace starts from that. Unity starts from that. But when you give them no choice, and charlatans, criminals who are milking the system because the system is structured that way, are telling you and speaking for us, look at it. Have you seen the unity? There is none. And there will never be any. There will be none. As long as Nigeria is continued to be forced and kept this way, which Tinubu represents. So when somebody turn around and tell you that Tinubu is speaking for Yoruba, Tinubu is representing Yoruba, is that not dubious? Is that not criminal? As it is misleading? Let's be honest. Tinubu sacrificed the criminality committed against the Yorubas under this APC, Egbekegbe, he sacrificed, he silenced that, he spent a lot with the people they claim that he made. They silenced the Yorubas from speaking out. We are not known for people who just keep quiet. They are kidnapping us. These politicians won't talk about them. You know why? Because they don't want to hurt Tinubu. Because Nigeria is more important to Tinubu than the Yorubas. They are blackmailing you. Yoruba land that they are blackmailing you to support Tinubu for. Do you understand that logic? Do you understand that manipulation? Do you understand that insult? So people like us who see through the lies, it is an insult on us for some agberos, some Oshins, some ass lickers, crump eaters, crump chasers, all risers, humble slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons, to be boldly blackmailing you simply because you are a Yoruba, and a Yoruba man or woman, blackmailing you for Tinubu that ordinarily don't give a damn about anything Yoruba, and it's obvious. Yorubas are not known for people to be keeping quiet. They are kidnapping us. We are paying ransom. You are reading about that online. Our people are becoming refugees in Yoruba land. Their media is not saying anything about it. We are not known for that. Let's be honest. If Tinubu is not saying he wants to be president of Nigeria and he is not part of APC, Egbekegbe, are you sure that Tinubu and gang in Yoruba land, they will keep quiet with what is happening right now? Tell yourself the truth. The poverty, the joblessness, the insecurity, the indebtedness, the debt of Nigeria today, they will not be paid. You will never finish paying them for another 99 years. That is the future that they signed up for. Would Tinubu keep quiet? Let's be honest. Would he keep quiet if it's not with APC? And then, you know what I mean? He's not saying, or let's even say he wants to be president, but he's not a member of APC. Do you think some of these guys, Fashola and the rest of them, they'll keep quiet? Would you keep quiet? You watching me right now. Bele lecturer, Mumu lecturer, and the Mumu Madus, all of una, Abrodian Mumu Madus, as Yorubas, blackmailing Yorubas right now.
would you keep quiet if you are not, if Tinubu is not saying he wants to be president, and then you are not a member of APC? Would you keep quiet with what is happening? Are the Yorubas known for keeping quiet with all of this? So that is where you realize that you are being played. You are being manipulated. They are dipping you into poverty. They are dipping you into insecurity. They are dipping you into underdevelopment. And you can feel all of this. But they are mostly blaming you for what you are going through, or they are asking you to stop complaining. It will first get hard before it gets better. Is that exactly what you really want? So not be me you they do, now yourselves. And that is why we said that we must make sure that when you tell the people why you are not interested in their charade election, okay, and as a Yoruba man or an Igbo man, the reason why you cannot be blackmailed into supporting any of their charade election is because you can see through the lies. The only way they could get you to support them after all of this, you see, those who have destroyed Igbo land, they are Igbos. Those who have looted all, whatever the small share they have given to the Igbo people in the last 23 years, they have been Igbos, those who looted them. Those who have orchestrated the killings of the Igbos in Igbo land, the politicians said they have been Igbos. Those who have kept quiet when the killings have been going on, right there in Igbo land, they have been Igbos. And those who want to be part of Nigeria and continue to get their share, even when the Biafrans are being slaughtered, they are being profiled, they are being gaslighted, and they are being killed every now and then, jailed for discriminative, whatever it is, charges. The people who have the power, who have the mouth, who have everything, and they are part of Nigeria, and they kept quiet, they have been Igbos. Same thing with us in Yoruba land. So when they blackmail you with any of them, the reason why you have to make sure you are very clear-headed and you are very, very, sort of outspoken when you tell them why you don't believe in all of this charade. In fact, why you will rather be for the Biafra Republic, or you will be for the Yoruba nation, which gives you the right to now participate and be part of the decision making. I'm talking about the part of the future that you really want to feature in. The opportunity. So when they say, why now? Why are you not supporting the South? Why are you not supporting Obi now? Why are you not supporting the Southern this? Why are you not supporting Nigeria should be rescued, blah, 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 blah. Just tell them, when you finish wasting your time, when they finish playing you, and in fact, sacrificing you for whatever greed and whatever they are pursuing, I will be here. And I will likely be the shoulder you cry on when they deal with. That's if you are still alive, if you survive enough to be able to cry and not cry blood, because the choice is always yours. You make yourself vulnerable to be manipulated, to be deceived, and then you come around and say God should punish them, God will do this to them. Ladies and gentlemen, let God deal with them first. I mean, let God deal with them, but nevertheless, check your own complicity. Any part of the role, any role you play in all of this, right? I have seen it until that system completely crash and collapse. Until the old fraud they have created crumbles. Everything you think you want to do to rescue Nigeria, you are just wasting your time. And it is just my own chance and every day to remind you of that. Look at them. They are giving you hope. They are promising you this. They are promising you that. But look at the people promising you them. Look at the characters who are talking to you. Look at your lives in the last 23 years. See where they have placed you. Which of the boxes they have placed you? Which of these boxes they have placed you in? Is that the poverty box? Is it the religious box? Is it the tribal or ethnic box? Is it the social class box? Which of them have they placed you in? And which of them are you speaking from? Thinking you have an idea how to fix a system that is deliberately put together to make you poor. If you don't break it, you can't make it. That's why we say, if you love Nigeria, if you love Nigerians, save Nigeria from these hawks, save Nigeria from these hyenas, save Nigerians from these destiny killers. Please break up Nigeria to save lives. You are going to say that word one day. Yes, you are going to say that sentence. You're going to say that same thing one day. But either Nigeria will teach you and make you say it. And when you say it, you're going to mean it. The reason why people like us don't believe in them, and the reason why we keep reminding you that they are not worth anything that you gamble your life on, your future on. If you choose something, even if they tell you it is not possible now, tell yourself it is 100% possible. It starts from you detaching yourself from these criminals. I'll play a bit of this again. It's just a bit of reminder. I'm going to take calls and tell me if maybe I missed something that should motivate you as a Yoruba man. Without laughing, tell me what is going to motivate you that will make you as a Yoruba man or woman succumb to the blackmail of some cretins, some jobless political jobbers, some social media bandits, and then social media, Facebook adsmen and the rest. Is this enough for anybody to bully you as a Yoruba man or woman to say, I'm a Yoruba man, therefore, is this not an insult? Sorry if I'm playing this again. I became so angry at some point, and I think you should. I'll be back.
Ibi tá a wá yìí ó ṣe tàrẹ̀sà. Ó ṣe tàrẹ̀sà. Akọ̀bí Adémi àrẹ̀sà wọlé. Àrẹ̀sà wọlé. Àsìkò náà wakọ̀ ẹ̀ aṣíwájú. Aṣíwájú. Àsìkò náà wakọ̀ ẹ̀ olódòdè. Olódòdè. Aṣíwájú ọ̀gá mi má fi jọ lórí. Má fi jọ lórí. Ìdùnnú ti dé ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. Ìdùnnú ti dé gbogbo Nàìjíríà. Bàbá wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bá sọ èèbù òkú kùsọ. Wàsíù. Ẹ̀yin ti bẹ̀rì wà láì dá. Àmọ́ iye. Àmọ́ iye. Àwa mọ̀ ìyá tó ìmọ̀. Ẹ̀yin ti bẹ̀rì wà láì dá. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ ó fara. Àmọ́ bí gbàbí má gbàbẹ̀. Gbàbẹ̀ má gbàbí. Gbàbí má gbàbẹ̀. Gbàbẹ̀ má gbàbí. Ẹni tó bá yọ kó má yọ̀ láyọ̀ jù. Ẹni ebi ń pa kó má má fi ṣèbí mú. Sọ fún wọn tó já wọn lọ lánàá. Kọ́yọ̀ máa ní wọ̀n. Kó sì já wọn lọ lè ní. Kọ́yọ̀ máa ní wọ̀n. Ẹ má bàrà jẹ́ ọba tó dáyọ̀. Kó jẹ́ dàgbé ra pẹ̀lú èsì. Ọba tó rà rí ìsìnkì bọ̀ wá pèsè o. Akọ̀bí ọ̀tá ẹ̀ ọ̀tá wa. Aṣíwájú ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ọ̀rẹ́ èèyàn tó bá ti ń bá ẹ̀ẹ́dà àwa ló ń bá wí. Àwa ní sọ́jà Àkànbí aṣíwájú. Ẹbí wọn lọ lé. Àkànbí kì í ní kan kò ní ṣe. Ẹ̀sán fara lóyún kan. Ẹ̀wù kọ̀ọ̀kan ló ń fi ilẹ̀kùn èdè sọ́bọ̀dọ̀. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní bẹ́ẹ̀. Bàbá wa ti dé. Bàbá wa ti dé. the smartest Nigerian youth. The smartest of the smartest Nigerian youth. The greatest of 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 the greatest. Are you great? God bless you. God bless you. Go and take your PVC and you vote APC. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Go and take your APC, and you must vote. You must go that morning. I'm coming back.
So, I mean, if I'm not like, listen, you may like him. I keep telling people, I said, listen, I don't like them. I don't like any of your politicians in any way. Okay? And I monitor them, or should I say I troll them to grab something where they are lying to you and all of that and bring that back and say, is this what they told you? This is what they said, though. Is that what you are believing? Is this the kind of characters that you actually believe in are saying something to you and you hope they would do? Like, that's what I do on my Egun's Diary Political, in a way. But let's be honest, even you supporting Tinubu, let's be honest now. You don't have to type it. In your conscience, you know, they tell yourself, Tinubu is a Tom, man. Be honest. Like, this is not public now. I'm just saying it to you. I know you are watching me. In your mind, you don't need to say it out. Personally, are you motivated when Tinubu is talking? For real? Are you? Sokboti law, tietita. You are motivated. Tinubu motivates you. So, hello, ma.
Hello, I'm there.
So, I have my first caller tonight. How are you, ma?
I'm very good.
Brilliant.
But
So,
you know, what
you,
really gets me,
go on.
Yeah, what really gets me here now is that, are you telling me that they cannot see what is happening? All these people around him, we have engineers there, we have doctors there. Are you telling me if one loan to buy or what?
It's a combination of all of them, all of the above.
Because this is someone who were demented. Nobody is at home. With Tinubu, nobody is at home.
Yes.
That's a medical term.
Yeah.
They will say nobody is at home. Yeah.
So when they call, they say,
there's nobody at home.
I'm coming down to your house in another 45 minutes. Is anybody at home? So when Tinubu day out,
nobody's at home.
No, there's nobody at home. You better come and meet us at the
yes,
shopping
because
then, like, you know what personally, yeah, you know why I will keep saying this and keep showing this, an average Yoruba man, an average Yoruba is being blackmailed that, listen, Yoruba nation can come later. This is our own. This is our person. We must
but he's not even competent. And you're only dementia. He's losing it all the time. He's living in the past. Come on.
So,
because they are going to play into Shetima's hand. In short, because this man is not there. He's not there.
6 months. After
he's not there. Nobody is at home. This guy will just take the reins of power, and that's it. And they can't even get there. They won't have access to
because they are waiting for their turn. Man, they are waiting for their turn as Yorubas. That's why they are pushing all of this so they can get appointments.
No, this is the wrong person to use. I'm not even saying I'm not joking.
Right.
You need to know what dementia is saying. Okay? So, but the level comes in so that slow speech. Eventually, it's going to pass on. You know my own prayer to Mumang Babai because I'm in the medical line.
Right.
Okay? I'm praying keep progression Parkinson before that's just my prayer. Yeah, so our day level here, I won't go. They will feel so stupid. They feel so stupid. Because he has to open his mouth. And when he opens his mouth, he's not there. Nobody is at home again. So my own prayer is, God, progression, make it fast enough so that they themselves, they will be there. I don't know, they will be put in the spot.
But
They will be put in the
it's
spot.
like,
What did we do?
do you know something, man? Do you know something, It's like you don't know these guys and how desperate they are. They will use anything to pop him up and push him on and on and on and on and on.
No.
So,
I'm
you
telling you,
they
I
can do
think
that?
I want to go on Tojuni. I want to Tojuni. I see you now. I see you now. I want to go on Tojuni. No, my day level because what in there more we buy. He's living in the past. The other time, goof, also play a action group, okay? Now, then the other time we were talking about down payment of corn or what. I can't make any meaning out of it.
For roasted corn, for
You know,
generated
cluster
electricity.
and word clusters, gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kò ní lè sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa mọ́, kò tiẹ̀ ní sí ibẹ̀ brain ẹ̀ kọ́ máa ṣe wave. I'm live in the past. Kò tiẹ̀ ní make any
So
meaning.
I was
Tó
right
bá yá
when I
kò ní
said
lè
that.
mọ
Then.
kò ní
So I was right.
No,
Man, when I
you are
said that
you are
he's
on
living in
top
the
of
past.
everything.
Yeah. So when I said he's
You are on
living in
top
the
of
past, I
everything.
was
No?
right.
I'm short. I'm blown away with the way you explain everything. I'm short. You are a pride to Yoruba nation. I'm
Thanks.
telling you this. If nobody has told you that, you are a pride. Come on. You short. You're on top of everything. Even his medical alignment. You're talking it as if you are part of us. Mo kàn wò báyìí. Èmi ìtẹ̀tù wá bad.
Because so
Ọlátúnmá
easy.
bad.
You know something, man, yeah? It is easier to show what I am talking about. Even when people don't understand, all I need to do is just play Tinubu's video. If you're in medical line and you pay attention, it's not hard.
You don't even have to be in medical line.
You don't even have to be in the medical line, exactly.
You don't have to.
So obvious.
But about one medical line, you can see that progression. You will be able to doing your assessment. Nobody is at home. Come on. They're just trying to put everything. It's not. Nobody's at home. Kò séyàn lé. Kò tọ́ ni mo sọ yẹn. Kò séyàn lé.
Kò sí nǹkankan lókè
Kò
yẹn.
sẹ́nibọ́dì lé. Because kò sí ọkọ mọ́ lókè yẹn. Ó ti ṣe wọ́n kàn fi àjẹmọ́ yẹn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ kó máa ṣẹlẹ́yà.
When he said, he once said they have warned me to stay on the script, so I'm going to stay on the script. And you remember when I said something about basement campaign strategy for him?
I had everything that day. Somebody has to be there, come and queue, and they won't allow you to come in. He can't even convert a conversation. Ojo. Somebody level he won't even be close, Momo. He won't be able to identify them again. Dementia language. Kò ní lè mọ̀ wọ́n, àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀gọ́ kò ní mọ̀ wọ́n mọ́. Bó ṣe wà yẹn sìn kò lè ṣe kíní ẹ̀ mọ̀. Finance, he can't do it. He can't.
No. That is
kò lè ṣe. He can't. Yeah. I bet my own prayer is long.
You know what, man? We as Yorubas, you know, when I said that, I feel every time people try to blackmail us and say, though they've never had their ways, okay? But as Yorubas, when people try to blackmail us because of this Tinubu, is this the best
they can bring out? Come on, it's even a shame to us.
Feel insulted because somebody is trying to make you see Tinubu differently from what you are saying. And they are doing so
because they are crazy. How can I believe them?
Exactly.
I'm saying something objectively. This is not a subjective. They are being subjective and being objective. Because assessment television, I've not even come close to him. Kimbaso. Television movie, they are subjective because they are thinking about the fact that he's a Yoruba man. No, trash me. Because nobody is at home with this guy. He's very dangerous. But my own prayer is along to let the progression come quickly so that yes, along to be because that time, more hide and come on. He can't even talk. He's not even there. àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní dementia wọn ò lè jókòó sójú kan àmọ́ máa lé wọn káàkiri ni wàhálà wa o Jésù.
So
you know kí ni yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀
they will now put Kolu inside the Aso Rock pẹ̀lú ṣé nìkan nìyẹn.
Yeah. Yes, let me tell you something. You know, he did one thing. Níbẹ̀ yẹn ẹ̀yin ò get ẹ̀ bẹ̀tẹ̀ mi tí mo wà ní profession mo mọ̀ pé ó ní problem yẹn. Ó ṣe báyìí, ó dúró, ó jókòó, ó fi ọwọ́ sí ibi like the something they gave to him like a table or whatever. Ó fọwọ́ síbẹ̀, ó ṣe báyìí yẹn, ó ṣe yẹn, gbà tó tún yá, ó tún náwó sókè, ó tún jó, you know, all those one na stupid. Then all this rubbish behavior kò mọ nǹkan tó ṣe. And then wọ́n say, Wasiu, he can't even coordinate, kò lè coordinate, kò lè construct a sentence, you know, he can't.
Ìyẹn náà àbí? Ìyẹn ni mo sọ pé, although I might have subjected you to this long, torturous, 25 minutes of watching, but I actually wanted you to see through it. And say, man, ṣé nǹkan kan tọwọ́ àwọn èèyàn bọ̀ lélẹ́yìí?
Kò sọ nǹkan kan, kò lè sọ̀rọ̀ because he can't construct a sentence. Bí word salad gbogbo jàgàjàgà ẹ̀ lámà àti nǹkan tí ò tiẹ̀ bá wọn mu kò tiẹ̀ sí ń bẹ̀ akọ̀ tún já lọ sí past èmi ṣàǹgbàdùrà Ọlọ́run ṣàjẹ́ kó tètè ṣe so that wọn ní lè hide ẹ̀ mọ́. So even tán bá tẹ̀ máa gbé ẹ lè mọ ẹni tẹ́ ń deal pẹ̀lú because ó dangerous tí bọ̀bọ̀ ìwọ̀n bá gbé fún mọ̀ kán dẹ̀ máa gbé fún because wọ́n fẹ́ lo weakness ni so that Shettima gangan lá máa rule àwa tó are more ruthless than Buhari ìyẹn tó ti ń sọ pé my foot restructuring come on.
So
but you know what? I know Ọlọ́run
if we don't get ourselves
we are done for. We are done for ẹgbàgbé but I won't say we are done for because God is there watching us and keep Ọlọ́run náà èmi ṣàmọ̀ pé nǹkan kan gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe exactly because you can't put this man, this is a sick man, nobody is at home, how can you do this to us?
Like the future of millions of people,
a whole country,
future of the millions of people is about
the
to be
best job in Nigeria ẹlẹ́gbẹ́ fún èèyàn tó ní dementia are they crazy? Olórí burúkú ni gbogbo wọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn now, is that good? They are wicked. They are wicked. Ẹ wo ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni ẹjọ́ tó bá tún ti dọ̀la ẹ tún gbé mi wá because ó tún máa ṣe mí lọ́la. Progression ni èmi fẹ́ máa monitor ẹ̀ báyìí.
A máa fi Tinubu yẹn hàn dáadáa.
Yeah, it's so sad,
it's not speaking for me. It doesn't represent me and nobody.
Ẹjọ́ kí wàá ní gbogbo àwọn engineers gbogbo wọn tó kàwé tó wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn? How can they do that?
Ìjàre engineer wo náà ni ìwé ìwé rẹ̀ náà lọ́kà ó lè everybody. Everybody máa jẹ lọ́wọ́. Take them out of politics.
Ní access ìṣòwò yẹn because this man is not there.
Gamble ni tete give them time. Thank you so much, ma. Yeah, let me take another call, okay? God bless you. And it's actually a pleasure. Madam Tom.
You're welcome.
Okay, nice evening, yeah. So I have another caller on the line, and we have here. Hello there.
How you doing?
Sir.
Let me turn my TV down a little bit. Just
please,
give me 1 second.
Mute it or leave the room entirely, if possible.
Okay. Thank you for the... Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, sir.
Okay. Thank you for today's show.
Thank you.
May Almighty God continue to be with you.
Amen.
So everything you've been talking about today is just a message for people to see what is going on in that country. So you see the whatever they call that thing. Was that a rally or a carnival?
It was probably a carnival.
Because all we hear is Wasiu singing.
Well, do you know that's deliberate, sir? Do you know that is intentional?
It's deliberate.
It's intentional.
That's what they're stationed.
Tó bá ṣe tí bàbá ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ díẹ̀ kò kọ́
tí bàbá ti fẹ́ wọ kíní o tó bá ti fẹ́ wọ kíní o tètè gbá sí o
tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀sọ́kúsọ kò forí gbáǹdì.
tó bá ti fẹ́ wọ kíní ẹ gbá sí o so tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn I vote for Nigeria every single time tí bá wo fídíò tẹ́ ń play yẹn mi kò máa ń mi ní pé kí la ṣe fáwọn people yìí so àwọn èèyàn lójú wọn ò fi ríran. Just like the first caller said, that man is sick. Everybody knows
It's
that.
obvious. Kò ń ṣe pé èèyàn hate ẹ̀.
It's obvious. Kò ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ hate
Ṣé
bẹ́ẹ̀.
get
Kò ń
sí
ṣe
like
ọ̀rọ̀ hate
nǹkan tí mo rí leléyìí ni mò ń sọ, ó ní mo hate ẹ̀. Ìwọ tó love ẹ̀, ó ṣe sòótọ́ fún. Like how is that hard?
Exactly. Ṣe Máyégún òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ òbí òsọkúsọ ni. When you speak the truth, people don't want to hear it at all. They just want you to lie. Oh, this man will do it. You definitely know all these people in there that just for themselves. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ tán gbé fúláàgì APC fún kò lè dín mú wọn láti gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀fẹ́ gbé wá ẹ má dojú tí wàá ń gbòòrò kò lè dín mú. So is that the person you want to lead the country to?
Kò tiẹ̀ lè sọ̀rọ̀ 2 minutes uninterrupted 2 minutes ẹ máa wò pé
exactly I'm sorry my dad was Tinubu's age whatever he took rẹ̀ kí pọ́sí mi tó kú sí lọ́dọ̀.
69 àbí 17 sí yẹn.
70 yẹn. Ṣé ní bàbá yẹn tó bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ ń gbà mí kàn máa fọwọ́ lẹ́rọ kí ló ṣe yín dáadé ṣé kò sí mo kàn ń ro gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni. So bí Tinubu ṣe ń ṣe gẹ́lẹ́ nìyẹn.
Àwọn àgbàlagbà yẹn bọ́ yẹn nìyẹn ẹ sà àárín àwọn àgbàlagbà lèmi náà dàgbà sí ṣe get àwọn àgbàlagbà wà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n wà àwọn èèyàn máa sọ pé tó bá ti dàgbà débi kan máa padà dọmọ kékeré most of the time ní pé nígbà tó bá ti dé stage yẹn clash of memories ó kàn máa clash lórí wọn yẹn ní gbogbo time yẹn ìtọ́ bá nẹnu mọ́ yẹn.
tó fẹ́ pẹ́ wọn kó bá mi lọ ra nǹkan wá bẹ̀ Wàsíù omi tí mo ní o bá ń gbé wá ń kọ́.
Omi mi ń kọ́.
Imagine and you can see people wo àwọn èèyàn lọ ti ṣọ́ọ̀bù wọ́n fọ̀ tí wọ́n ní o wọ́n fọ̀ tí wọ́n ní kì í ṣe pé wọ́n dèdè lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn o that is grassroots. Tó jẹ́kù ó ṣe fi jẹ́ kán rí popularity ẹ̀ everybody lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣe nǹkan tó bá wọ̀n whoever love you will come down there right òṣèlú ò gba bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn Nàìjíríà kan mo ti róṣèlú tó pé tó bá pa bó bá kú lẹ́sẹ̀ it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't.
You are coming there to serve us.
I mean,
you are not the one
you have led them. You have led them for 23 years. They know you.
23 years.
You don't need to.
Right.
You don't even need to move a limb for anything.
Wọ́n láti lọ pé town crier àbí báyìí pé balẹ̀ ní kẹwàá tó ti tẹ̀ lọ́la o tẹ̀ bá ti tíṣọ̀bù yín ọ̀ràn lẹ́ ń wá o
ọ̀ràn ni.
which is true nǹkan tó máa anybody tó bá tíṣọ̀bù yẹn tó kejì ó máa rí. Ó máa rí so you have to be there ọmọ mark register ìwọ tó bá ti lọ tó máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lánàá gbá 5,000 yẹn wá ṣé tí ò pa 1,000 ló máa ní kó mú 5,000 wá.
Kó tó ṣí ṣọ́ọ̀bù.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni yẹn mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe ló ṣe fi ọmọ ẹ̀ yẹn ṣe ìyálọ́jà tó fi ṣe yẹn.
And now, very strategic.
Ó ti ń plan it right from the onset. So ẹ̀ńtà bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ ṣe gbogbo àwọn ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn tẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ bá ṣe ń sọ yìí náà people are saying kí là ń sọ oníyà wọn ló máa jẹ́ tójú.
Adé ṣojú wa.
As I am now nǹkan tí n bá ní mi ò lè fún yàn.
That's true.
So tabadẹ̀ ń bá wọn sọ pé this is not the best way for this country to keep going the way it is.
No.
So bá béèrè kan lọ́wọ́ mi tí bá ní mi ò ní you can't force me.
No.
Because ẹ̀yin fúnra yín ló yẹ kẹ́ bọ́tà síbẹ̀ yẹn kẹ́ jà fẹ́tọ̀ yín. Then the next thing they will say Rome is not built in a day. We all know that. But the foundation is rooting already. Why can't it just forfeit everything? Let's just start from the scratch.
Let me ask them, the people who have built Rome, Baba, they were not stealing cement, stealing sand,
they are not
stealing iron,
cement.
stealing block.
No. So thank you for the good work. Let me let someone else contribute his own contribution. God will continue to be with you, Amen. Your family. I'm like I always say, you are my prophet of my generation.
Thank you, sir.
I love you. I love you so very much, Michael.
Yes, I do.
God will continue to be with you.
Amen.
Let's continue speaking the truth.
We will.
Tó bá pẹ́,
bóyá ṣé ìtànṣán oòrùn lọ́dún máa fi wọ́n hàn ní àbí ìtànná ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ẹbí báyìí la máa jókòó sí, a máa rí. So tó bá ti wá ṣẹlẹ̀ tán, we will refer them back to you. Ṣé àbọ̀bọ̀ yẹn bá yín sọ́jọ́ yẹn lẹ́gbọ́n àti ẹ lọ padà nǹkan tó sọ fún yín. That's the prophet that you're supposed to listen to. Not the one in the church that telling you to bring your 10%, your tithe or whatever you call it. Ó lè ń sọ fún yín pé kò mú tiẹ̀ wá. But ojú wa ló máa ṣe ọlọ́run ní pẹ̀lú kankan nù wa
Àmín.
àwọn gan fún ọlọ́run nípa kan nù kò nípa
Àmín. Kọ́
kankan
live
nù wọn.
long o. Ẹ mọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ ní ìgbà pé.
Ọlọ́run ajá ń live long o.
Kọ́ everybody live long. Kó everybody wá rí repercussion
Àwa
decision
jòjú
tajọ
ojú
make
wa
in
rí.
life.
Decision anybody make tí ò ní the consequence.
No.
You all gonna face it one way or the other.
Everyone.
Then, thank you so much,
God
man.
bless you, sir. Thank you very much for stopping by. And that's class. Here we go. I have another caller. Is that Kenneth or Ken? Which one do
Yeah.
you prefer?
Hi. How are you? Anyone is fine.
Anyone will walk. I expect that. Okay. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. And you?
Very well. Thanks for asking. So, yeah, you're live as well. You are with us tonight.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayegu. I was listening to what the other lady was talking about dimension and what's the view. So, and I was like, oh, wow. It's like she just took the word from me.
I mean.
This is the same. See, Mayegu, what the lady just said is exactly just the way it is. It's not just because Tinubu is having all those health issues, but even look at the people that are coming out, whether they are forced to come out or whatever it is, or the people who are surrounded. Are they any different? The answer is absolutely yes. They are the same thing. These people, and if, okay, let me just take it piece by piece. The people surrounding themselves or who are even supporting this Tinubu, if you recall, when I said it in my previous call, I said, these people are not, they are irredeemable. You can't redeem them. Even when I was talking about the other one yesterday, about those, the obedient food, sophisticated moral, they are the same thing. They cannot be redeemed.
They are from the same cesspool created by the establishments. And whatever they do, they believe they could outdo the system that created them. No, you need to destroy that system and create something new outside it. If you really want to say you are not going to be controlled by it. But they don't know that. They don't.
And you see, for those ones, it's everything about them is just dead on arrival. Nothing. Absolutely nothing is coming out from there. So, coming back to Tinubu, if you take your time, every time you upload most of those your videos, when he's talking and how he's talking, I need, let me just make it clear to you. Actually, I am also in the medical field.
Right.
I'm an auditor. I audit anything medical. So whether
give us your own objective opinion too. Like my first caller said, like it's her field, and she said she really feels so bad for him. Forget about other things. Like personally, she feels bad because she deals with aged dementia patients like that, and it's actually a huge work that sometimes she is going to be off. Like currently, according to her, is not there anymore. There's nothing there anymore. So give us your own objective opinion too, Ken.
So you see this guy, as you are seeing Mayogu, this guy currently is going to be on a lot of meds, psychotropic meds.
Right.
Meds like very extremely, very powerful ones. Quantopine, lorazepam. He's likely going to be on it. You know why? Because if you pay attention when he's talking, you think he's talking, he go off the way.
Yeah.
Off the point. And then you can't even put together what he's even trying. Exactly. So people that they are on very serious meds. Now, it might not be because he has a behavior. No, you don't have to have a serious behavior to be on a very serious psychotropic med just to see if they can have you on those meds to control you a little bit so that you don't go off the way. But if you also pay attention in each of the videos you display, you will see that the guy is gradually not just whining about his
it's like he's cooked. Like some will say, like he's already cooked with different dosage of here and there. The ones that would be like so strong enough just to keep him alive and look like he's alive and appear somewhere, and they take him away. That kind of things, Wow.
So like what the lady said again, the whole thing is just a complete. It's just like a small screen. They are using him as a small screen so that by the time he capus, it goes up there. The awaiting Boko Haram sympathizer, it's going to be main event. Exactly. That is
So
the key thing.
easy work, easy peasy.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why when I see people, these people around him, and then you hear Wasiu, that one is also playing. Well, I'm like, well, what the heck am I even saying?
Like,
it's the
I mean,
same thing.
you
Like,
know, when people told me, Ken, you know, when people told me that, man, this is so irritating, as much as it is funny, when I played the last one, when I realized that it won't even let him say a word, right? I said, Omo, this is so irritating as well. Like, how could this day be so ridiculous in his own campaign? They won't let him say a word. Then I'm like, I'll come back to your word. They've cooked him up so much that it could barely make a word. I mean, a sentence. It's making sense now.
But if this thing you just said now, the point you just laid out now, isn't that the same thing we were talking about? That there is no way on the surface of this earth they will allow Tinubu to go into any debate with whether Omoyele Sowore or P2B or any of these people. They will never. Guess what? Because they will skin him alive. He will practically be non-existent. So, and that's why you see the other idiot, Festus Otopokium. He keeps talking. He keeps talking about, oh yeah, he's the man to beat. That's why he cannot be attending to this thing because some people, the way the audience, the way this and that. I'm like, yeah, right. You know what? Tell that to the monkeys. We all know this. The guy is not normal. So don't tell us that you don't want him to debate or to come on air. After all, at the end of the day, you've been shielding the guy. You've been shielding him, so we know why you're already shielding him.
Yes.
Look, on the final note, this is the key thing I wanted to see if you have the time to follow up with.
Yes, go on.
Is that whenever Tinubu is on stage and he's talking, pay attention to all parts of his body, and then not just because the way he talks. If you pay attention, you see that I can't remember again. Whether it's the left or the right. Yeah. He keeps moving his hand towards that place where they, you know, that thing. I'm trying to recall what it's called.
Catcher.
You know, where exactly where you raise, you put the thing goes in there, right?
Yeah.
So he's always to adjust that thing, and then when
in the course of doing that, something that they, urine bag. So
it's like a bag.
You are right to see. Oh, you might be right to Ken, right? You know, sometimes when he's walking, that left hand, because that bag you are talking about, the people suspected that he's always at this left side. Now, when he's walking, he's always bending, and he put this hand on his left side more. Okay. Me, I thought say this akpa, it don't go to law like maybe the thing I don't affect this hand. So are you telling me that it could possibly be holding the catcher to make sure that everything plumb to the side?
Exactly, because you see, if that's in box, it will be obvious because you could see the
it could just like say it just rained.
Exactly.